All right, so now I want to work on a little bit of game management.
Okay.
So what I want to do is I want to show you like how I do this. So just how to like identify trouble, how to pick the best way to attack the pins, and things like that. So we got the pin on the right. It's a pretty benign pin location. So what I want to do is I want to ask you, where are the trouble locations right now with this green, where the pin is?
This green right now, kind of don't want to go long. Would kill you to go left. There's a lot of room left of the flag, but kind of don't want to miss too short on that right side.
Yeah. So basically what I usually do is I try to identify the trouble locations, which you did. You don't want to go long in this pin because of the back slope. You got room left because the pin's tucked hard right, and we don't want to short side ourselves right.
Yep.
So instead of thinking where you don't want to go, we identify the trouble and then use that to figure out where we do want to go. So for this shot, for example, like I would look basically about 15 to 20 feet left of the pin. And so we get our yardage. Did you shoot the yardage before? What do you think?
Yeah, I got 117.
117? Okay. So I would play it probably 115, just 15 to 20 feet left of the target. And when we do that, that way we give ourselves a little bit of error. If we pull it a little bit, we're still on the green. And if we push it a little bit, we're at the pin.
Yep.
So I think that's a good way to think about it. And even if we're a little short, we're still putting uphill to the pin.
Exactly.
So let me go ahead and see what you got, and then we'll talk about the result.
Yep.
All right. So is that that's like just on the right of the pin?
Yeah, just right of the pin.
Just on the green to the right. So that's good. So what we did what we said we were going to do. We aimed a little bit left, and we missed it a little bit, but it still worked out because we planned accordingly.
Yep.
So I think that's the big important part, is that you just have to kind of not contingency plan, but
the game plan.
Yeah, but be aware of where the trouble is. That way you can avoid it, because we don't want to. So you don't want to get into a habit of thinking, hey, I would have to, like, I can't go here. We want to think we can go here. And I think that's the big part of it. That's the most important part.
Positivity.
So is there anything that you think, that anything else you got questions on, or did that help you a little bit? Or?
Yeah, I think definitely just committing to where you don't want to hit the ball so that you can actually plan where you do want to hit the ball. So that way there's not any confused thoughts as you're at the ball with, okay, remember, you don't want to go left. Just let that first establish and then plan your game plan of where you want to go,
because
so you can remain with a positive.
Mentally, right, if you think about where you don't want to go, if you focus on something, you're going to go there. So it's like I use the example, and this actually came from my mom, of when you're driving in the car, if you look left at the car next to you, you start to drift over into that lane. So that's the thing. We don't want to think too much about where we don't want to go. We want to identify it and then use that to figure out, all right, this is where I want to leave the ball.
So take that first.
Yep, and take that first and then think, okay, this is where we want to be, and that's a good thing.
So my last thought is something positive.
Yep.
I like that.
All right,
I like that.
through to the green.
Go ahead.